Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode in our Minecraft Let's Play Hardcore series. So last episode we built this nice little iron farm here behind me that has been running and going really well. We have tons of iron now, which is super duper exciting. And for today's episode we are now going to be building the bridge to go over that ravine over there, kind of decorating up this little area. I know that last episode I had talked about you guys maybe leaving me some suggestions in the comments for a small little build to kind of put on this little hill behind us, and I was planning on doing that in today's episode, but I am actually recording this episode before that one is going to drop. So if you did leave me any comments and you notice that like it's not in this episode, don't worry, it's nothing that like I'm not wanting to build it or anything, or that I haven't seen it. I just recorded that episode like yesterday and trying to work ahead since my summers can get a little bit hectic, but I of course don't want to get too far ahead in case you guys do have any comments or suggestions for builds or anything likewise. So yeah, anyways, I'm sorry I'm kind of fumbling over my words, but basically I recorded that episode and I'm recording this episode before you guys are going to see that one, so fear not if you did leave me any comments. If anyone did, then that's something that I will get back to later, and if nobody left any suggestions, and that's perfectly okay, and you can ignore what I'm talking about, we will figure something out together to put on that hill behind me. So like I said, I want to build a bridge over this ravine. Now it's not overly necessary considering that the ground kind of like goes around it. I could just run straight and around, but I thought, why not put a giant bridge here? I think it would be something kind of fun to kind of fill out a little bit more of this section, especially because with this base, this isn't our main final base, so I'm not really wanting to do anything too big and crazy, but I still want to give it some nice attention. So I think once we finish the bridge over there and put whatever we want to on that hill, maybe a few smaller decor builds, things like that, that this main base is going to be done and we can start working onto our actual main base and our big final base that's going to be in the lush cave. Now I am going through kind of off video and working on lighting up that lush cave base and doing some slight terraforming if needed, and I'm just going to compile that all together in a time lapse whenever it comes time for us to start moving over to that lush cave base. That way, you know, my videos can kind of focus on the build. So fear not, I am slowly working on getting that prepared for us to start moving over to that cave and start working on our bigger final base, as well as preparing some builds and gathering ideas for what I want to do over there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on today's episode. It is now nighttime, so I'm going to run up and we are going to go to sleep real quick. And I know that I mentioned it in the previous episode, but well, I haven't brought over the iron here, so you can ignore that. Hold on. There we go. I did finally get us some diamonds. I actually went caving into that ravine over there that we're about to build our bridge over and was able to find 19 diamonds. So I did make myself a pickaxe so that I could get some nether from the village down below so that we could start working on our nether portal. In the meantime, though, I'm leaving that there just in case I ever want to bring up any other villagers. But I just wanted to show you guys real quick because I didn't actually like show y'all in the previous episode. So I wanted to take you guys down here and show you the skeleton spawner so that you can kind of see it in person. My random spots of finding iron and andesite, things like that. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting sidetracked. What I was trying to say was that here pretty soon we are also going to work on building ourselves a nether portal, and I'm not quite too sure how I want to decorate it yet, but I think we're going to wait to build the nether portal until we get to our lush cave base. The reason being, since that's going to be more of the final base for this season, and really what the hardcore series was all based around and inspired by, was my idea of building a really big pretty lush cave base. So I think I want to wait to build a nether portal once we can kind of start getting the lush cave base set up, but it just kind of all depends on how things go. We might build it outside, we might build it temporarily and then move it to its final destination, since it's not really going to change our spawn too much. But that just means that any building that we potentially do in the nether, we we'll wait to do until we actually have it in its final spot. So I just kind of wanted to toss that out there, that I am aware that I need to build another portal, and even further, I really need to get started on enchantments, because right now we just have our iron weapons and our iron armor. So now that we have a spawner, I will be going through and working on some enchantments, maybe off screen, maybe on recording. I'm not too sure. I'm still kind of like debating on, with the hardcore series, what is best for recording and what part of the grinding is kind of left off screen, so that way I can keep the videos to be more entertaining content. Anywho, this is, so here's, I kind of turned around a few times. Here's our stairs, and this is a nice little door, the cute little entryway. I absolutely adore this room so much. When I was editing the video, I felt like the time-lapse didn't really show it very well. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I like to do whenever I find a spawner. I love building small little like spawner rooms. Now, this room isn't quite as decorated as ones that I've done before. In another server, when Phoenix set up a skeleton spawner, I did it very like nether themed, and I did a lot more of the like more of the deep slate, but I did blackstone. That's the words I was looking for. There they go. I did more of the blackstone and kind of made it more like creepy, dungeony kind of a vibe. So I really enjoy building little spawner rooms, but I just wanted to come show you guys this little spot. Our little farm. I haven't been AFKing here very much because I'm not too like focused on it right now. I still need to build an enchanting section, like little room for it, but that's also something that we're going to wait to build once we get our lush cave base, because I feel like building an enchantment gazebo or something could be really pretty if we put it in the lush cave. And like I said, I am loving the base that we're at right now, and I want to do stuff for it, but I don't want to put all of our focus and materials into it either. Sorry for rambling so much. I am going to gather up some materials for the bridge, and then we can head over there and start kind of talking out and planning what we're going to do with the bridge. I haven't pre-planned anything, and I've never built a bridge this wide before. I kind of want to see if we can maybe do a diagonal bridge. I don't know. Let's go see and kind of plan out what we're going to do for it. Okay, so like I've said before, I know that the bridge isn't like overly necessary because we could just come run up here and run around, but I did not bring my armor. Well, okay, hold on. I really don't want you blowing up. You're gonna destroy my pretty landscape. I don't know. Okay, yay. Well, that's not good. Let's put down a few torches. I don't think I ever like truly lit up like this side of the ravine very much. Just because I never really thought about— oh! Okay. I don't know. Goodness. I'm gonna turn on the thing. Because this is not it. So, anywho's, like I said before, I know it's not super necessary because we could just run around there, but I still think it'd be cute just to kind of have a little bridge here, just kind of fill out the rest of this build and kind of give something parallel alongside to the farm. So yeah, I was initially thinking about maybe making it diagonal to kind of come here, but I feel like I would rather just maybe put it like here-ish, kind of like midsection of this ravine. Maybe we can put like a cute little like wall or something to kind of make it a little bit more useful, just to kind of like keep the bad guys out or something. I don't know. I feel It feels silly putting a bridge when I don't really feel like it's necessary, but I want something here. It's a giant hole, and I've always talked about, at least to myself, the idea of putting a bridge here, especially at the beginning of the series, because I was coming over this direction a lot, and I was normally actually heading behind the iron farm to that other side of the ravine, but we're gonna put one here. I understand it might not make sense, but we're gonna do it. I'm not entirely too sure. I know I need to go get some more wood of like as design, I guess, per se. But one of the things that I do want to do is I want to, I think maybe start with dark oak and kind of like make it branch up into spruce, and then have the rest of it be out of the same kind of palette we've been using with like the stone, the cobblestone, the andesite and stuff. But I don't want the I guess the pillars of the bridge to go all the way down. One, it's dangerous. Two, that just kind of feels like a giant waste of materials. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to build some like support beams kind of connecting across the two sides, and then build the rest of the bridge. So I am going to jump us into a kind of sort of time lapse for this first part, and then we will put the actual rest of the building of the bridge into a normal time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, so I think that we have our two support beams placed in a place that I think I'm comfortable with. I did mean to record that from my perspective, and I accidentally did it backwards and had the replay mod going, so I am sorry about that. But let's go ahead and get started on the actual bridge. So this is kind of dangerous. I do have to go down there to do this, but I think what I would rather do is kind of build up the bridge itself, and then we can work on the pillars coming up, especially because while I was down there, I know it was raining, but there was like 5 endermen tucked away in that corner, and that was kind of terrifying. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna drop off the wood and the dirt, I think, and I think for now I'm just going to put everything down with cobblestone, and then we can go through and work on texturing. But let's kind of map this out together. So something that I have a really hard time with is I unintentionally use slabs and stairs and stuff when I shouldn't, and it kind of messes up how things function. So I think for now we're just going to use regular blocks. And like I said, we can go through and do any texturing and stuff later. I think that's one over. I don't know. We're just gonna go. You know what? We're just gonna start going. Okay, so something like that is kind of the general shape I'm thinking. I don't know, I still feel like it comes up too high, but I don't know, like once I leveled this part out instead of bringing it up, it felt like that was too much of a flat space. But maybe it'll be better once we get like some slabs and stairs and stuff working in there instead of just all the flat blocks. That's kind of the idea that I'm having, and then we can bring down or up the support beams, maybe like 2 on either side, maybe like 1 here on both sides. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking though. And then we can like decorate it up with like some walls and stuff to make it so that it's not so easily fallable. I don't know, it still feels too high. So I might get rid of this top layer and just deal with it being longer. Or I might fill this in and maybe bring the bridge out on either side instead. Still have lots of playing to do. Alrighty guys, I think I am officially done with the bridge. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I wanted something just really kind of cute and simple. I didn't want some big extravagant bridge, especially considering that it was just spanning a small little area, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm not too sure about the banners. I'm trying to kind of remember and try to teach myself to remember that there are other blocks out there that can be used for decoration. I absolutely love using copper trapdoors in my builds to decorate. I just haven't done it so far yet because I didn't really have anywhere that felt like it really fit in the build, so I really like that I was able to use them on this build, and I thought I would throw down the banners just to kind of give the build a little bit more of movement down kind of towards the bottom and life, to kind of also draw the eye towards the support beams. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think this is a super cute build. I'm really happy with the bridge, and it's already been so convenient to just be able to quickly run across instead of having to kind of wheeze my way through and navigate through all the trees over there on that side. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm also really excited that I'm starting to use andesite. It's not really a block I've ever paid attention to, and honestly, I don't know that I've ever built with it before, but I really like how it blends in with the stone. So I think it's a block that I definitely want to start using a little bit more in my builds to kind of give some more texturing to my stone builds. So with that being said, I do need to bring over the pathing this direction. Sorry for the cut there. I caught myself rambling, and that's something I'm working on. Like I was saying, I know I asked last time in the previous video before this one about putting something there, if there's anything that you guys would like to suggest, but don't forget, I did record that video yesterday and I'm recording this one today. So that video just hasn't been released yet for me to see any of the comments you guys have left. So if there's anything that you guys, a little mini build, would like to see me put over there, let me know in the comments of the video before this one or this video, and I will make sure to include it in the next video after this one. So I think it is time for us to go ahead and start working on the pathing, bringing brought over here, as well as maybe kind of trying to fill out that little area next to the iron farm. Just maybe some bushes and some more pathing, things like that, maybe some lanterns. I'm really excited that we have the iron farm going because I can finally go through and replace most of these torches with maybe some lamp posts, or once we go to the nether, maybe we can do some glowstones under some mossy carpet, things like that. Which, before I get started on the pathing, I would like to apologize. I said at the beginning of this episode that there was no need for us to build another portal or an enchanting room until we get settled up into our lush cave base. I wasn't thinking very clearly. I was very tired whenever I started recording this episode. So I will be working on a small enchanting section, even if it's just maybe tucked away where the villagers were in our base. It might not be decorated, but just something that way we can start working on our enchants. And we might throw down another portal just so that we can start exploring as well, since I kind of forgot that the nether portal won't really move a whole ton because of the way that, you know, it moves with the blocks on the overworld versus the nether portal. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I think it's like every, like, I don't know, 16 blocks in the nether, or in the overworld is like 1 in the nether, something like that. I probably have the numbers wrong. Don't listen to me. That's not the point. The point is, I was saying that we would wait till the lush cave to build another portal and an enchanting table, but we will probably start working on that just so that we can start getting some blocks and some like newer blocks, and of course our enchants. But we can wait to set it up and make a pretty build and a pretty area for both until we're finally in the lush cave. So that's something that we'll probably work on the next episode. Okay, that's enough rambling for now. Let's go ahead and get this pathing done and kind of clean up that little area next to the iron farm and make it a little bit pretty and a little less flat. So I'm not like the most confident with like diagonal paths like this. And also I know I was talking about maybe some lamp posts over here, but I actually haven't done any lamp posts at all through this entire build. And I know I've done lamppost. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. I know I've done lamppost in my other world, in my other Let's Play series. But I kind of like that this base at least doesn't have any lampposts. Of course, I'm probably going to end up using them whenever we go to the lush cave. But I kind of like that it's still really well lit up. but it's all just using like lamps more on the ground and attached to the builds. I think it kind of gives it more of like a cutesy, I don't know, like carefree look, I guess. I don't know. I like that it's not thought out, so to speak, of having lampposts. So that's probably what we're gonna stick with. So I don't think I'm gonna put down any lampposts. Okay, I'm kind of leaving it to be nighttime so that you guys can kind of like see the nighttime result with all of the lanterns, ignoring my little work setup here. But I just kind of planted some lanterns kind of around the path to kind of give it some light. I did not go through and put any torches in the ground and cover it up with moss like I had been doing up there, mostly because I just need to sit down and work on bone mealing out some moss. But I would like to maybe do that kind of around here to kind of give the pathing a little bit more light. It's enough light that like no mobs are going to spawn or anything, since we have this lighty mod that kind of tells us that. So that's not like really a concern. It's more of just aesthetics. But yeah, I just kind of like brought out the path over here, bone mealed up some grass to kind of give it some stuff on the sides. I did not go get more bushes like I had talked about to put over here, because I just slapped down some bone meal and I feel like it kind of still gives it that overgrown feel that I really want for the iron house. I really want this to feel kind of like an abandoned house, and it's just kind of been overgrown since there's not really an interior, versus like this I want to be a little bit more nice and clean since there is something like worth going inside for. But yeah, I just kind of tossed down some of the lanterns and I just kind of put down, I didn't really want to put pathing down over near the entrance, but a little something just to kind of sort of tie it in, but I didn't want a direct path because I kind of want this to be somewhat like hidden. So it's still going incredibly well, as you guys can see. I don't even like AFK over here. It's just running. So that's been going really well. I have thought about maybe adding some lights like kind of down below, like under here, to help light that up. But again, it's not going to spawn in any mobs. The only mobs that I really have to worry about are down in the cave. But I've put up lanterns, or not lanterns, sorry, torches around the support beams so that, you know, nothing will blow up down there like a creeper or something. But I don't know if I showed you guys this. I went through and put some dark oak to kind of give it like a weathered look. So I thought that was kind of fun. I feel like this is a little barren, but I also know that that's not really supposed to be super decorated either. I've thought about maybe adding some like bushes and stuff down there, again, to kind of give it more of the overgrown look. But I think for now I'm not too worried about it, especially since it's not really the part that anyone's going to see. It's more just for the support of the bridge itself. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. I know that this might be a little bit of a shorter episode than what I normally release, and for that I am deeply sorry. But yeah, like I said, I kind of want to wait to see for the episode that I recorded just before this one. Apologies, I did not mean to smack my mic there. But I want to wait for that episode to get released, as well as this one, to see if there's any other builds, like mini builds, that you guys would like me to put over in that little grassy area, or maybe over here on the side of the iron farm. If there's anything that you guys have any suggestions for, I would much rather build anything that you guys would like to see if I can. But other than that, the bridge was pretty much the last like actual big build for this starter base area. So now we are going to start working on moving over to the lush cave base, which means I have a ton of off-recording mining and grinding out to do. I need to make a path going over all those hills all the way over to the lush cave base. I would like to still decorate it up like the pathing that we've been doing so far, but I have a lot of work to do if I want to get that lush cave lit up enough that we can feel comfortable enough to start working on actually building. So that's kind of why I'm wanting to keep this a little bit shorter of an episode. I kind of want it to be like a nice little wrap up to this starter area, give or take the few mini builds that we might kind of throw around, because we're not going to be leaving this area anytime soon. But as far as like bigger builds, I consider this area pretty wrapped up for now. So I wanted to go ahead and end the episode here, since I feel like this is kind of a good stopping spot for this starter area, and now I can focus between videos of releasing to start going over to that lush cave and lighting it up and doing whatever terraforming I need to do so that we can actually start moving over there and work on getting our builds done. So I'm not entirely too sure when that start of the lush cave is going to be as far as episodes go, because like I said, I might go ahead and do kind of an in-between episode where we go explore the nether and just throw down another portal, as well as work on getting some enchantments going. So yeah, I'm not too sure if we're going to be starting on the lush cave via next episode, or if we're going to have a little in-between adventuring episode into the nether. But either way, that is the current game plan for this series and where we are. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, it means the absolute world. If you have any other recommendations for this little starter area, like I've been saying, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next episode, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And before I forget, I make sure to leave this at the end of every episode, and I done forgot today. If you guys have enjoyed the content so far, make sure to leave a like on the video and maybe even consider leaving a subscribe on the channel. That way you can get notified the next time that I post a new video, as well as leaving likes on the videos. As always, helps the channel to grow and the algorithm to spread out our videos even further. Before I go, I know I always ramble at the end of my videos. I'm so sorry. Before I go, I just wanted to toss it out there that I am working on picking back up streaming over on Twitch. I just this last week ran a stream playing a new game called Wonder Stop that's all about life lessons and running a tea shop. It's very cute. It has quite a few like little deep sentimental moments between the main character and some of the side characters. That's been really, really cute. It's really interesting seeing the character growth, but it's also super duper relaxing, very chill, very fun game. Just running around doing kind of tours around the tea shop and making tea. So if you would like to see that playthrough live, make sure to leave a follow over on my Twitch so that you can get notified whenever I go live over there. I don't really have a set schedule right now on Twitch, just since my summer has been so busy. So make sure that you leave a follow if you would like to catch those videos live. But if not, don't worry, I am posting all of my Twitch streams onto my YouTube channel, so that way you guys can watch it back later. That being said, once summer kind of like mellows out and I stop having so many holidays and birthdays and traveling and all the things that have been keeping me busy, then we should be able to get back to streaming Minecraft over on Twitch. But in the meantime, while things are so hectic and I'm kind of focusing more on my YouTube videos while I'm so busy, yeah, I'm streaming Wonder Stop, as well as I'm planning on streaming the new Tales of the Shire game once that comes out here in a few weeks as well. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to head over to my Twitch and check that out. That's enough rambling for now. So sorry for the extra long exit of the video, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!